This is a smaller, tight-knit group of individuals that really represent the country.
It doesn't matter what age you are, if you're willing to win, you're willing to put your best effort.
It's not how hard you get hit.
I ended up fracturing my thumb.
They suspected that he had Crohn's.
It's how hard you get hit and get knocked down and get up again. We don't take days off.
That's right, strength, no weakness.
Sky's kind of the limit.
Get ready, because today we're taking a look at some amazing prodigies and pros. From a tennis pro to future gymnastics world champ, gear up, because this is No Days Off.
This is Serena's poster. Having this is kind of a reminder of where I want to go. I want to be the best ever. I want to be better than Serena, and I want to have that Grand Slam record one day. When I went to my first tennis camp, I was around 7 years old. I was used to hitting against the garage of my house, and then my dad put me in a summer camp, and then the rest just took off from there.
Delray Beach resident Coco Gauff credits her tennis career to the Williams sisters. Gauff, at just 14 years old, is off to a historic start to her own career. In the final of the 2018 French Open, she becomes the 5th youngest girls singles champion in the history of the event.
I'm Coco, and I've been a #1 ranked tennis player. Amen. So we get up at 6:30. And then once we all get dressed, we eat breakfast, and then we take them to school.
Y'all ready?
Cody's outside.
We got to get out of the house by about 7:40 to make this drop off comfortable. And then we try to time it so that we're headed to the tennis court right after we drop them off. So she has her own dynamic warm-up routine. When you're a kid growing up, you just jump out on the court and play. You know? Shake our legs a little bit, but now it's much more important to go through a real warm-up. Typically, we try to go over all the areas of the game when she's here, so a lot of ground strokes. We'll serve, we'll do return to serve, and we'll work on progressive things like getting a better slice, better backhand volley. We'll start to work on those things.
This is my least favorite drill.
At the U.S. Open, we start looking at a lot of the guys' serves and looking at where they're putting the ball. I think every point either starts with a serve or return, so we want to be good at least the start of all the points.
What I love about Coco the most is that she works hard, she comes to work, and even when she gets down on herself, she comes right back up. And she's one of the most competitive people that I'm always around.
When she's at a tennis tournament, then I'm the assistant, making sure everything is organized, making it easier for her, because at 14, I consider her a professional. When you see that someone has potential, you do whatever it takes to make sure that they grow. But when it's like off the court and at home, I'm mom, you have to listen, do your chores.
Sometimes it gets overwhelming because I'm always on the road, and then when I come home, it's not like really a break. Like you gotta move, you gotta keep getting better and keep moving forward. But I really like coming here.
I'm Richard Woodruff, and I'm with Raw Tennis Performance. We work a lot on her mobility, her flexibility, making sure she's activated properly. Our focus with her is keeping her healthy and keeping her on the court.
I have a tendency to, like, when I squat and even when I play, like my knee kind of comes in this way, but you want them to kind of be like straight, I guess. That's why we were doing a lot of jumping and a lot of squatting.
We start with a passive range of motion, and then we go to an active range of motion. Then we went to the bands, which is her glute activation. That controls the knees, especially for female tennis players. They're really susceptible to ACL to knee injuries because of the way they're built. The most difficult part of tennis is there's not much of an off season. So you come out of one event, one big event, and you're already going back to the next thing. Anytime you're talking about 14, 15-year-old headed for a long career, we do worry about burnout. And what we're doing is keeping her healthy and staying on the court.
We just saw how Coco's training and rehab regimen brings her game to the next level. After the break, more training and some family time at home. Before the break, we saw how tennis pro Coco Gauff trains nonstop. But how does this young pro keep a balanced life? Let's see.
Second practice of the day, a lot of times we try to do match play in the afternoon. So we try to work on all the parts of the game, worked on the volley, the overhead, then we put it into practice, see how does it all come together, how does she make decisions around the stuff that she worked on that day.
I like tennis because it teaches you on-court things and how to stay strong, but also off-court it teaches you how to be independent and think for yourself.
Coach dad, so understand her moods, what she needs to do to grow into a young lady, not just a tennis player.
My parents never put pressure on me to win. I think all the pressure I feel is from myself because I like winning and I want to win and I hate to lose. My third grade year was my first year being homeschooled. And now looking back, like a bigger change than I thought it was. I thought like it was just like, you know, just tennis players, but it was actually other people who did not play tennis, even who didn't even play a sport at all, who was doing online school too.
My background in education is I taught elementary school for 19 years. We made the decision over 6 years ago for me to homeschool my daughter. I'm here to make sure that education is first. Then I can look and see she's either like 50% complete, or I can also see her grade, her average, and where she's at, and that's how I can determine whether or not she's on pace or she's behind. I need to do more.
So this was the U.S. Open. I played doubles with Katie McNally. I played her in the finals of French, and we won doubles. This was the finals last year. I was the youngest ever to make it to the finals of U.S. Open. This is the French Open trophy. It's my first junior slam, and I was actually the youngest in, I think, 23 or 24 years to win it. I was super nervous, and I wasn't playing smart. I told myself in my head, like, obviously you being nervous is not going to help you win, and you need to, like, you know, step out of it, or you're going to come home sad. I just kept playing every point, and next thing you know it, I was on the ground, and I won the trophy. This is Serena's poster. Having this is kind of a reminder of where I want to go and who I want to be like, I guess. Serena and Roger have definitely been the main people. After I lost first round out of Australia, Roger just told me, like, just go back, keep chopping wood, and I did, and then I came out with a good result. So no days off means that to me, just to work hard constantly. Even when you're not on the court, the way you act and the people you surround yourself with. My brothers, they're great, especially Cody. I think me and him have this really special bond. When I lose, he always calls me. When I win, he's always like really happy. So I think just having him around helps. And then Cameron, he's such a positive energy. I'll be crying after I lose, and he'll be like, "Why are you crying? Like, it's just a tennis match." I'm like, "You're right. Like, I'm not gonna die after this." The people you surround yourself with is gonna judge whether you'll be successful or not.
After a day with the youngest WTA champion, it's time for us to head over and check out our national champion motorcyclist, Kayla Yakov. What does it take to ride against adults and pros? Let's check in with fearless 12-year-old Kayla and see.
Well, I like how fast you go, the competition, the adrenaline.
The bike she races, the highest speed you'd ever get one up to is probably 140.
When you're on the track, you don't really think about the speed, you know, you're just thinking, what do I need to do? How do I go faster? Trying to beat the clock and all that. My name's Kayla, I'm 12 years old, and I race motorcycles. Well, my dad raced for 15 years. I was snooping through his stuff one day, and I found a couple of pictures and articles, and I was reading. He was actually really good when he was racing, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna try this.
When she was 4 years old, I bought her a little dirt bike with no intentions of racing, just to ride around the house.
After that, I decided that I wanted to actually race.
Right when she turned 5, we started flat track, and then we went flat track to motocross, and then we stopped at flat track and did motocross road racing, and now it's strictly road racing. She's probably raced at least 600 races.
So in 2017, we got 4 national championships, and I was awarded with the Youth Road Racer of the Year award. Then in 2018, we got, I think, 7 national championships.
And then she won the Novice Racer of the Year. That's for every racer throughout the whole country, and mainly adults.
Most of my Weir races are down here. We still have a couple more around the edges. A lot of these are motocross and flat track awards, and then we have the plaques, which are mainly road racing awards.
She was lucky enough to where we have a track around the house. It's not the best investment. No one's gonna look for a house with a racetrack. And that built that really initially for me, but it ended up being really good for Kayla. I'll get the bike ready. She'll go around and clean the track off for any debris.
So if there are like rocks or anything on the racing line, I could crash, or it affects the tires. Say there's like dirt, that could affect the tires to where they slide more. My dad's like my mentor, my coach, my mechanic, just almost everything that you can think of on the track. It's really special, so yeah.
She's very easy to coach. She'll give me some feedback, and I'll take some of her feedback, because sometimes I could be wrong too.
I mainly race against adults. You know, there are a few kids here and there, but when I first started, it was like, oh, a little girl at the track, I wonder what she's probably in like minis or something. But you know, when they see me go out in their practice, they're like, wow.
A lot of people follow her, and when we go racing and people haven't seen her, they haven't seen her in a while, they're like, oh, you're that fast girl. And then it stands out to me like, oh yeah, they think it's pretty crazy that she's a girl. Like when we totally forget about it. The thing that draws attention to her for me is that she's a kid. There's no way I could do this at 12.
I got over the fear a long time ago. I think my first time on a big bike was really the only fear I had. It's not a big thing, and you know, crashing happens so often that it's just part of the sport. I have 3 casts up there. These are actually my crashed helmets. There's a story for each one. I had such a crazy crash that they put it in the crash page of Road Racing World, which is one of the big magazines for road racing. Hopefully this year, knock on wood, I don't crash. Okay.
I get nervous all the time. She's crashed plenty. Just kind of have to look at the reality of it. It is really dangerous, but at the same time, with all the safety gear, you can withstand a lot. Besides on-bike training, she does work out 5 days a week. Our main focus is upper body strength.
You're constantly in a battle, and I wouldn't say fighting the bike, but at the same time you are, because you're throwing it over and, you know, trying to be aggressive to a point.
Being a young female racing against adults, she has a slight advantage with the weight, but then she also has a disadvantage with the lack of strength. For me, as long as she shows enough desire and effort to keep training, then she's got plenty of hours left in the day to be a kid.
I like playing with my sister, spending time with family, friends.
Get the broom.
Good job. I also play instruments, so that's also fun.
I'm just so proud of how mature she's become, how level-headed she is. In this country, the highest level is Moto America. That's like winning the lottery to actually even get to that level. That's our short-term goal.
Eventually I want to go to world level, like MotoGP or World Superbike. And I think that's one of my major goals, to be a world champion.
After a day seeing how Kayla plans to race in MotoGP, we head to the gym to check in with gymnastics legend Chandler King. We've seen what it takes to be a pro with Coco on the court and Kayla on the track. Now it's time to hit the bars and see what gymnast Chandler King has got.
Gymnastics is a lot of fear, but you have to overcome that if you want to move on to the next level.
My next guest has me totally flipping out. At only 10 years old, she's on the fast track to become the next big Olympics gymnastics superstar. Please welcome today's super kid, Chandler King.
She's an all-around athlete.
She's there, she works hard, she wants it.
She's our baby girl, but she inspires us both.
Over 34 hours a week I train.
Kids like Chandler, they see what it takes.
She's fearless. She's a natural performer. She handles pressure really well.
It's about the work to me. My name's Chandler King, I'm 12 years old, and I'm a gymnast. I love this sport. I like it a lot better than any other sport. That's why I chose it. At 6, that's when it started to become like competitive and I started going to gym more.
She's a mentally strong kid. She wants to go out there, she wants to win, she wants to perform. Anyone that's talented and wants to work hard is fun to coach.
Brian normally coaches us on bars and vault.
Chandler's very, very good on the bars. She's very smooth, she swings a lot. It's very different than the rest of the events.
The bars has just come easy to me, so that's why I like it the most. It feels like you're flying. To a person that's never done gymnastics before, it'd probably be really scary for them. But the more you do it, the more you get used to it and the more comfortable you get with it. Gymnastics is mostly mental and not physical. You have to have the right mindset, and if you don't, then that's when it can become like really hard and scary.
Short head in.
The body hurts a lot in this sport. If nobody had injuries, then it would be perfect. But no, it's not like that. Crying is not gonna help. Getting frustrated like that, that's not gonna help. It's just gonna make it worse. You won't be able to get through anything. So you just gotta like wipe away the tears, go get a drink of water or something, and then try and come back, but keeping a positive attitude.
Legs, and keep your head down, Hup.
I think we've gotten to the point where we trust the process now. Gymnastics is one of the most well-balanced sports where it brings finesse, power, it brings an array of physical abilities, and it brings mental toughness also.
She's extremely self-motivated and independent. She just does it on her own.
Any project that she's taking part in it, you can tell that she's gonna go after it and she's gonna take the extra steps. She's not gonna just do enough.
I put in all these hours of training and all the tears, the blood, the sweat, the rips on your hands from bars that you get. I put it all in because I love this sport and I do want to represent the USA when I grow older. If that doesn't work, I'd love to go to college. College gymnastics is really fun and it just seems exciting.
Oh, it's only 31 seconds left.
So right now I'm doing my online school. It's Texas Connections. I just finished doing a language arts assessment. 100. Ooh.
Online school, it's a lot of work. Because she's 7th grade, this is new for her. It's her first time doing full-time online school. They have to do about 5 hours a day in order to be, considered full-time. She usually does that or more. She works on the weekends. She's always been a really hard worker.
We're still inspired to this day about her work ethic. We're impressed, and it looks like that's gonna carry on into teenage years and it's gonna carry on into adulthood.
It's a choice. Like, it's not us telling her or pressuring her. Like, it's all her choice. She chooses to do this every day.
Most kids have to go to a school and sit down. I just get to be in like my own environment, so my home, you can sit down and be comfortable. It's all online. If I had to pick between public school and online school, definitely online school.
She's always been a really hard worker. She's able to have fun and have a personality and be carefree at the same time.
I have 13K on TikTok. I get to perform on TikTok, do little dances, show my personality. Floor routine, I also get to do the same thing. So it all kind of combines together with performing.
She can sing, she can dance. She's a people person, she likes to act. She's a natural performer.
These are all of my medals that I've had from gymnastics meets and gymnastics competitions. One that I have that I'm most proud of, I got first place on bars, but I could have got a perfect 10-0 because of the dismount. So I did the dismount, and if you stick it, that means perfect and everything. But I was like this, and everybody's like, woo! And then I took a step. It was so devastating, but luckily I still got first place. That'd probably be my most proud medal because I tried. I don't know why I took that step and I didn't just salute. It's somewhere in here.
We made the move here to Texas about 3.5 years ago for Chandler to compete here. Her coach back then accepted a job here, and we initially came just for her to do some training for a developmental camp she was getting ready for. And she loved the gym, she loved Texas, and she wanted to stay. And we came here initially just to visit, and I called my mother and I was like, oh, we're not coming back, we're moving here.
They sacrificed a lot for me to come down here and do what I love. So we packed up everything, we moved away from me. It goes family, school, then gymnastics. School is more important than gymnastics. School comes first. But yeah, family is everything. That's what you need.
The one thing that I noticed since we moved here is she has fun. Her friends are there, her team. There are a lot of girls here who are her age.
Everybody there, we all just get along. I don't have really a group. I just talk to everybody. Everybody's my friend there.
At this age, they're not thinking about it. They're just all friends. The parents are more competitive, and the girls are just out there doing their best and having fun and cheering each other on.
Come on, go, go, go. It's still nice to cheer them on and everything, but when you're competing, it's like, okay, I'm trying to beat you. I love performing. If I wasn't doing gymnastics, I'd probably want to be a dancer. That comes next, because it's still in the performing range, but it's not as much flipping and everything. It's more graceful. I have the body type for a dancer. It's nerve-wracking when I'm performing in front of so many people, but it also, like, your adrenaline gets pumping, and then you go and it's not as bad as you thought it would be. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely have become a better gymnast. I've learned a lot of new skills, a lot of new techniques, and better form.
If she were to go to the Olympics, that would be great. This whole sport, of course, it's a huge investment. College scholarship definitely would be great. Whatever she wants to do, we both support her 100%. She's a gymnast, but she's not just a gymnast. Whatever she chooses to do, we would support her.
I want her to put her best foot forward and for her to get out of life what life has for her. My thing is, we're going to provide the resources. If you're ready to take advantage of them, the sky is the limit as far as our end of support.
Gymnastics really fits me. I feel like it's just meant for me. That's my sport. Like, everybody has their sport that they like to do. 171K on Instagram. That's how many followers I have.
I have like 600. What should I do?
Keep trying. Don't give up. Keep trying.
Okay, cool.
From overcoming the pressures of going pro to the dedication and skill required to be world champions, we saw 3 incredible athletes today. This was just one day in the book for these future legends. They'll be back at it tomorrow, because when you want to be the best, there are no days off.